Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabi. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on by the bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabi. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army. Going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Show they like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, Kimo Sabe got this bitch off the hand. Got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. Hey! One West! One West! One West! One West! One West! Coming up on my bullshit.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5 but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a cod. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabi. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on by the bullshit.
One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me.
I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars. I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, but down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Friday, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dawg. Certified road.
polite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK, soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. Ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a piece holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy.
It's wild. Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm Officer Baraki Allah, representing the ISUBK. We started in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Tonight is Wednesday night. The law class. We came to bring the law, the truth, that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Tonight's topic is called Hang on every word of the priests and prophets, not these stars. Once again, hang on every word of the priests and prophets, not these stars. For those Wednesday night law class, we're going to make it all come together. A good big influence on that particular topic is basically just the social media and the influence that a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these stars, a lot of these socialite type of people, the influence that they have. You know, us as being a little, mature in the truth, us being a little older, it's easy for us to never mind it. But this stuff is trickling down to the kids, trickling down to your spouse, or trickling down to your family members or your loved ones is not in the truth at all, and doesn't have that solid foundation. Even for you in the future, because everybody's influenced by something. You may not be all into social media, all into celebrities, but it's one celebrity, one influencer that may have your ear. So definitely we wanted to definitely remind the nation to hang on every word of these priests and prophets, not these stars. Trooper, you set up. Trooper Lock. Shalom, Lord Christ.
Come, sir. Y'all about to me how to shop right the top. I'm set up.
Turn it up a little bit for me, Mpah. Oh, Shalom, Lord Christ. It's Marco Lock. Shalom, Lord Christ. Everything too wild. You too wild. Yonder bar. All right, I got you down. All right, Trooper Halal. We're gonna start it off what we basing this class off started off in Malachi 2 and 7. Once again, Malachi chapter 2, verse 7.
Come.
Yeah, we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna go straight in, because the thing about it is that the law has been given to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
The law is something that's never going to change. Of course, Christ showed us how to do the law as far as the spirit and in truth. But as far as these things being popular, as far as these things going viral, as far as these things, being as big as the biggest influencers or stars. The Lord never said that it was gonna be like that. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't even look for that to even happen. But even though we push it as such, you know what I mean? But our children, our spouses, our loved ones, or even us sometimes have to be reminded, of what word and what to give our ear to, because whether unpopular opinion or not, this will never come back void. The law will never come back void. The words of the Most High will never come back void. You know what I mean? And that's how you don't get tricked out of life. That's how you don't get tricked out the streets. That's how you don't get tricked out of your, whatever situation that you love being in. You know what I mean? This is how you live a long, fulfilled life. According to the Most High. You know what I mean? Just, it takes patience. You know what I mean? Just like everything with the Lord. You know what I mean? It's not, a lot of times it can be, but it's not instant gratification.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's not everything with this social media, internet, and everything, and even things before that. People want instant gratification. People want, people hang on clout too much. You know what I mean? But with the Lord, you're gonna have to wait for it.
Yeah.
So let's bring it out. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Shall keep what?
Shall keep knowledge.
Is a priest's lips shall keep knowledge. We've been raised up as a priest and the prophets of Israel. You know what I mean? And we keep knowledge on our lips, and then coming out of our mouth. Now, like I said, is that the most popular thing? Is that the thing that's gonna always draw a crowd? Is that the thing gonna have your children and your loved ones gravitating towards you? Not all the time, you know what I mean? But whether they like it, understand it or not, that's what we're gonna keep. We're gonna keep that knowledge on our lips, because they're gonna see in the end. You know what I mean? Just like Noah was telling about, it's about to rain or whatnot. People got tired of hearing that after about over 100 years. You know what I mean? But when it did rain and them doors shut up, you know what I mean? That's when it meant everything. But we trying to get our people to come on board before, you know what I mean, that judgment comes down and the doors of the ship shut up and you can't get on the ark. You know what I mean? Because just like in the days of Noah, it shall be during these days in the coming of Yahweh Shah Christ. Keep on reading.
Come on, sir. And they should seek the law at his mouth.
They should do what?
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
Right. That's you. That's us. That's 12 tribes of Israel. The ones that so many numbers of us that can't be numbered. It can't be numbered. Yeah, that's all of us. You know what I mean? We should seek that law coming out of the priest's mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Raised up the proper way. You know what I mean? Coming out of ISUBK, we going after those old ways. You know what I mean? Not no Johnny come lately. It's not no carbon copies. You know what I mean? You got a lot of fake Israelite groups out here also. You know what I mean? That set themselves up as priests and prophets. But just like everything, just like we learned in school, we learn through the word that they can speak things that are similar, but at the end of the day, at the end, when you wait for it, you shall know them by their fruit and the fruit that they produce. You know what I mean? You can look at our fruit and see the fruit that we produce, and that's why we demand that respect. That's why you should be hanging on every word that's coming out of the mouth of the prophets. Keep on reading.
Come on, sir. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
He's the messenger of the Lord of hosts. Now, are you taking it that serious? Are you really looking at it like that? You know what I mean? Or you letting it get it watered down in your head? You know what I mean? You letting it go over your head. You know what I mean? You got to remember when the Most High uses the men. You know what I mean? He didn't set up his priests and prophets for him to do everything. You know what I mean? He gonna always use a man. He always gonna use his priests and prophets, and you know what I mean. You're gonna have to hang on every word. You know, whether it be entertaining, whether it be with more pizzazz, upbeat, energized, a little comedy in there, whatever. Or it may be bland. It may be not as entertaining to you. however the message come, you need to be hanging on every word that come out of his mouth now, because I'm trying to tell you that a lot of prophecies have been set up in this, and has been spoken coming out of ISUBK. And sometimes the delivery may not, you may not like, you, I mean, as far as liking it, you may not be as entertained as others. But believe me, a lot of places in there, the prophecies that came out the priest's mouth, the judgments that are coming on our people, the judgments that's coming on America, coming on the world, has already been spoken. And that's what we wanted to get into, because a lot of our people get caught up in these stars or whatnot. And one of the main reasons that prompted this class is the rapper BG. It's a lot of things. It's just one of the ones, the last straw. Like, all right, I'm gonna have to do a class on something similar to this, because the rapper BG came out of prison, right? Y'all familiar with the Hot Boy BG that just got released out of prison?
Come on.
After doing 11 years in prison or whatnot. The thing is that the when you look at the rap game, is a lot of drill rap, a lot of gangster rap, a lot of street talk or whatnot. But when they put these boys to the test, a lot of these boys are folding. A lot of these boys not built like how we used to seeing people built back in the day. You know what I mean? They get a RICO, they get an indictment, they snitching, they signing proper agreements, they telling on their brother. They're not sticking to the code like they said they'll do for life. They'll get a 4L tattoo on them for life and still work with the prosecutors or whatnot. So with BG, somebody who could have snitched came out. He's coming out. Everybody's looking at him as, okay, he's the real one. He's a real one that didn't fold. He did his time standing up. He could have easily told and not did 11 years in prison. But my point is that none of these guys are operating with a priest or prophet. They're not priests and prophets. That the Most High ain't set them up. The Most High is not dealing with them at all. So BG comes out, and people just ready to like a breast of fresh air. It's finally a real one that came out to show these boys. It's a real example. BG comes out, and 11 years in prison, and the boy is acting a little zesty. You feel me? Like the boy movements is a little zesty. He ain't moving the same way. You know what I mean? His voice ain't the same way. His face is looking a little compromised or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's just giving LGBTQ rainbow vibes. Even though he may not say it out of his mouth, but the Lord always, what the Lord say, manifest in their faces. Somebody pull that scripture for me. They sins are manifest in their faces. You know what I mean? Anybody seen that what I was talking about BG? Michael Locke, you caught that? That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Because we got Tekashi 6ix9ine, you got Gunna, you got snitching over here, snitching over there, snitching everywhere. You know what I mean? Like everybody, let me tell you something. Everybody is set up to be a real one, has been exposed, has had a flaw. You know what I mean? So finally we get somebody that we know coming out. Oh yeah, we know, bro solid. You know what I mean? He coming out, he gonna got there showing how it's supposed to be done. You know what I mean? But we always gotta remember, he's no priest, he's no prophet. You know what I mean? Them 11 years in there, he didn't turn to the Most High. You know what I mean? He couldn't have. You know what I mean? We want to, you want to see how a real one act. You want to see how a real one move, what he gonna talk about. And not saying he's been a rapper for a long time, so he'll be able to put some words together. But you got anybody to pull that scripture for me?
Come on, sir.
All right, bring that out for me. This is what you got to remember. This is what you can't get around. No matter what's coming out your mouth, no matter what you putting down right now. Bring it out.
Come on, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 9. The show of their countenance do witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Right. Yeah. That's hey, I'm glad you pulled that one out because that's what that's what Israel these days is declaring they sin to be. But I'm also looking for the scripture about manifesting in their faces. Yeah, you can find it. That's fine. If not, we keep it moving. But I'm glad you brought that one out because that goes along with what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? If people can't believe, you know what I mean, this you know, the young dudes looking like this is y'all real one. This y'all real one y'all put up. Like this boy looking crazy, and his face look crazy too. As far as I'm not making fun of him being facetious, but as far as you know how things manifest in your face, he looking like one of them old rainbow dudes downtown, like you know how they face be all extra skinny or whatnot. But his movements are a real suspect. You know what I mean? And it could be a disappointment, but I had to think back, thank God that my doctrine is not based on these so-called real ones. Thank God my doctrine is not based on, you know what I mean, some street boss or what the streets talking about or whatnot. You know what I mean? Because the thing about the law is that it shows you how to be what a real man is. Shows you what a real woman is. You know what I mean? We thought, if you ran the streets, you thought you knew what a real man was until you came into the truth. According to the Most High, if you trusted in money in the corporate world, you thought you knew what a real man, how to really carry yourself in a certain type of way until you seen what the Lord required out of you. You know what I mean? That what makes the law, knowing the law and operating the law, the spirit and the truth. That what makes a real man. That will make you more stand up. And I consider myself very stand up, but I'm telling you, it's way more levels too. It's way more levels. You got it?
Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
For the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit with all. Verse 8. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It does go along with it. But so I was looking for like they sins manifest in their faces. If anybody get that, but you know, somebody say something. All right. Go ahead. What is it?
Likewise, also good works of some are manifest beforehand, and they that are otherwise cannot be hid.
You don't got nothing about the faces?
Nah.
Okay, yeah. The one I'm talking about got the faces. We're gonna get it in a minute. It just we'll come back to it, no doubt. But the water for that. And what verse was that?
Timothy 5:25.
First Timothy? Okay. Yeah, that means those are close, but I'm looking for like the sins. Maybe I want to look up sins and faces, but we don't got to get stuck on it. Go ahead, Officer Muckalot.
You say the one that I say
No, it was I think that was Trooper Halak brought out. It got the word sin and faces in the same verse. On the bar. But anyway, you know what I mean, BG is he's come out and basically what I'm saying, another one bites the dust. Every time they try to put up the one, he's the leader, he's the real one. He's the one that's been sticking to the rules of the game. The rules of the streets. He played it right. He ain't, you know what I mean, ain't no funny business or nothing. It's like they always bite the dust. And like they always failing, and they always will fail. You know why? You know why they always will fail? Because they can't do it without the Most High.
That's right.
Just like all these other groups back in the day, the Black Panthers, Marcus Garvey, the Fruit of the Nation of Islam, Martin Luther King, all that stuff gonna fail because I mean it can go to a certain point, but it's always gonna fail because the Most High. It did not. They didn't trust in the Most High. They didn't tap in with the Most High. You know what I mean? They did it amongst themselves. Go ahead. You think you got it? You think you got it in the past?
Isaiah 59 and 2.
Hold on. Let me go. Isaiah what?
59 verse 2.
59 and 2. Go ahead.
For your iniquities had separated between you and your God, and your sins had hidden his face from you, that he will not hear.
Hey, you know, we could use that one, but I'm telling you, it's more like a manifest. I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm gonna have to Google that one because there's a lot of similar things to it. The water though. Bring it out. Right. So you know, so a lot of these so-called real dudes, these so-called real ones, you know what I mean, they always fail because men is gonna fail you. Pick me up at Romans 3. Romans chapter 3, verse 3 through 4. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Even us in this truth, we know us up here talking right now, we know they're not trusting no man and no woman. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because the Lord uses people. But at the same time, we already know a man can fail, especially if he's not tapped in with the Most High. He's not in the truth.
Right.
Not set up as a priest and a prophet. He ain't get the oil dropped on his head. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? Only thing we should be doing is counting that as pure entertainment. You know what I mean? Because anything outside of that, you're making that a doctrine. And that's why a lot of these influencers, there's a lot of these entertainers, a lot of these singers, these rappers, a lot of these just stars are doing, even with their movies. You know what I mean? We see something that resonates with us, resonate with something in your spirit, and they will make that, or you see a meme, you see a post or whatnot, some slick post. You know what I mean? They're not gonna say is up there with the Bible. Guess what we do? We make that as our doctrine. We send that post to friends. We send that post to your spouse or whatnot, and you more so you will live by that, or a slick verse that somebody done said, a slick song that somebody done said, speaking some stuff that you deem is real. You know what I mean? We would set that up as a doctrine. Now, how do we know? We all done it before. A lot of us grew up on the Hot Boys. A lot of us, you know, they went towards that certain type of thing. I know there's a lot of Mos Def, Talib Kweli type dudes in here or whatnot, and you could do it for them too. But a lot of us, when we were coming up, I know for me, we grew up on the Hot Boys, the Cash Money, and everything. And a lot of those words in their albums, and especially BG, we a lot of us went by the doctrine of BG. You know what I mean? Even if he don't come out snapping no more, we can go back to his old albums and whatnot, and we can live line by line, and we can make it align with our life. And that's what we did as young ones, and it affected us as we grew older also. You know what I mean? So, you know, we gotta know, we gotta teach these kids and definitely put it in our head. It ain't nothing but pure entertainment. You know what I mean? Now, if the Hot Boys have a reunion and they all get back together and have a reunion, and the tickets, you know, would I be interested in going? Yeah, most definitely I'd be interested in going. But you know what? It's gonna be just that entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be just that entertainment. But as far as the young impressionable minds, or even when you just don't know no better, you know what I mean? Some of those words you will live by: how to deal with women, how to deal with conflict resolutions. You know what I mean? You go to the doctrine of BG, you go to the doctrine of a Juvenile, the doctrine of Lil Wayne, the doctrine of the Big Timers. You know what I mean? How to get your hustle on, how to get your shine on, all that. You know what I mean? It may sound a little funny, but these things are doctrines that are set up. And that's why I put in there, hang on every word of the doctrine of the priests and the prophets. The other stuff is fugazi. The other stuff is watered down. Other stuff is not of the Most High. The other stuff need to be put in a straight entertainment classification only.
Come.
All right, go ahead and bring that out for me.
Come with concert. The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
No, yeah, it definitely it won't make, you know what I mean? 'Cause we know it's a lot that don't believe the Lord. First of all, he only dealing with a remnant. You know, you're dealing with a remnant of people, so of course we know it's a lot, way more than some that don't believe.
Right.
You know what I mean? What is that? That son could be your spouse. That son could be your children. That son could be your family members. That son could be your friends. The son could be your co-workers, whoever around you or whatnot. It's gonna maybe a lot that don't believe. That son could be your ex-church members. You know what I mean? That you trying to get the blood off your hand and put them in the right position to be spiritual. You know, it could be your parents. What if some didn't believe? Read it. What? Shall there what? Start at shall there.
Come on, sir. Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
Right. That's a question mark. You know what I mean? Because your dad, because your grandmama didn't believe that you trust in so much. You know what I mean? And you deemed her as a faithful woman, and she went to church, and she's educated, and she raised a family. She's the patriarch of your family, or your granddaddy, or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they didn't believe. Does that make the word of God, the truth, with none effect?
Right.
Keep on reading.
Come on, sir. Verse 4. God forbid.
God forbid it. Hell no, it don't. Don't even think that. Don't never think that, because when you do, that's when you make your mama your God. You made your daddy your God. You made your grandmama, your grandfather, your old pastor. You know what I mean? Whoever has influenced you, whoever you put up as a God, because you know what I mean, you set them up as a God over the Most High. And you don't believe in the Most High for real. You thinking that the Most High said God forbid. Keep on reading.
Come on. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar.
But every man a what?
But every man a liar.
Every man who walked this earth has told a lie before, except Yahushua Christ. You know what I mean? That's why we trust in him. That's why when we pray in Yahushua Christ's name to get to the Most High. He's the only one. He was the only perfect son that came here on this earth and showed it how to be done in by the law, by spirit, and in truth. You know what I mean? Not your grandmama, not your granddaddy, not your spiritual father, your guardian, whoever you thought just so godly. And that's another thing. How you know who somebody godly is? Because they go to church every Sunday? Because they ain't been knocked off in the streets? Because they got a good job and then choose the streets or whatnot? Because they can let you borrow some money and then you put them up as godly? Now we love the blessings that it's good that they lived a long life. It's good that, you know what I mean, they're there for their family and whatnot. But is that everything? Does that just automatically make them angelic levels? We gotta quit being simple out here. You know what I mean? Because every man, let every man be a what now?
Come on, sir. Let every man, but every man a liar.
Right. Keep on reading.
Come on. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right. We gotta be justified in the sayings, man. The sayings, you know what I mean, what's coming out of our mouth, the sayings that coming out of the priests and prophets' mouth. You know what I mean? That's what's going on. That's how we're gonna be overcome when the judgments come. You know what I mean? We keep, just like I was saying, just like in Noah day, we keep on saying the rain gonna come, and people keep on telling us over and over again, the rain not gonna come. Don't worry about it. It's sunny outside. It ain't rained in 100 years. The rain ain't gonna come. But we trying to tell our people to come on, get on board.
That's right.
We gotta keep on remembering, you know what I mean, that these people are just merely men, merely mortals. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let every man be a lie, and the Most High be the truth, man.
Come.
That's what we would. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to shoot us out at young man Paul checking in.
Shalom, Lord Christ. All right, young man Paul, I got you down. Right. So, definitely, and speaking on BG, when you really look at it, we use the Hot Boy album, Cash Money Records, even No Limit them. We use those as doctrine, Soldier Slim, Mac, all of them. You know what I mean? C Murder. You know what I mean? We looked up, a lot of us looked up to these guys and whatnot. But when you really look back at it, a lot of these guys been flawed since day one. You know what I mean? Because how many of y'all remember Baby kissing them boys in the mouth
Come.
when they greet each other? Baby kissing Lil Wayne, Baby, and Lil Wayne, BG, they all kissing. Everybody like, hold on, what is this? So when you're really thinking about it, them boys been flawed. So when he do a dime in prison, he come out goddamn and coming out swinging that wrist a little too much. When he come out doggone he got long dreads, we come out doggone swinging that hair in a feminine type of way. When his face look like, I don't know what's happening with Buddy. When he look like that, we got to think back. These boys been flawed since day one anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, what were we doing? What were you doing? Even thinking about listening to them on that type of level? When if you had a homeboy back in the day, you had two homeboys back in the day, and they kissed each other in the mouth and talking about something. That's some more. That's something we doing in this group. Man, we wouldn't even mess with them boys. You know what I mean? We automatically label them as rainbow. So how do we let BG and all them get away with it? You know what I mean? They've been flawed since day one. And the thing is, it ain't no real ones. Somebody, it's the real ones left. This one, there was some real ones in this generation. Let me give y'all a big secret. None of those dudes real, man. All of them flawed. Now, they may have one may be a little bit more great in another area than another. But that's where the buck stops. You know what I'm saying? The only words you need to be concerned with is coming out the prophet's mouth. You know what I mean? And somebody that's living according to that, and like, oh yeah, this one's a real one, that rapper's a real one, or even some of these street figures is not rappers, some of these street figures or whatnot. We find out once you start putting the camera on them and letting them talk a lot, these dudes flawed too. You know what I mean? Big Meat, she the one. Oh, he's supposed to be the one. Big Meat's flawed too. If he don't get with the Most High, you know what I'm saying? They can glamorize that, and Hollywood can package up and sell it to us. All they doing is making money and pushing it on our people. You know what I mean? To think that this is the way to go. You know what I mean? Big Meats made $1 million a day off of dope. You can do it too. You know what I'm saying? You jump out there, try to doggone be a Big Meats. You're gonna be up the creek somewhere stinking. For real. You can't even run it like that no more. You're gonna be up the road somewhere. You know what I mean? You're gonna be up the road somewhere. You better be knifed up. You're gonna get wiped up. You know what I'm saying? 10 years in prison. In there with them boys. That's what's gonna happen, man. You know what I mean? So it don't matter on what type of level, man. We're not looking up to these dudes at all. And that goes for, and you know what I mean? It's not just the streets and the gangsterism. We're gonna go to other little areas also. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, when you think about it, can anybody tell me somebody they looked up to when they was younger? Some entertainment, some entertainer, some rapper. They only ain't gotta be a street guy. You know what I mean? That you thought was real, but you know, as time went on, they got what? They got exposed. And if you simple, you'll leave. You know what they did is you stop looking at that guy so much, and you just picked up another guy that you directed and base your ideology around. Anybody want to bring out somebody they looked up to when they was younger and impressionable?
Right.
Go ahead. Who is this?
Young man, Paul.
All right, go ahead and bring it out, young man, Paul.
Tyler One Con. So yeah, when I was a youngster, I definitely looked up to Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
One of the biggest strong ones out here out of one.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if them boys went in front of the camera, they just did they great, like Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade. A lot of them, if they just great on the basketball court or whatever they do in they entertainment field, and they didn't talk as much, then they would have had more of an influence. But when that camera get turned on and they get to talking, and we get to really see what they life like and their ideologies, the boys are flawed as I don't know what. You know what I mean? Just like Ben Carson. Ben Carson was the treasurer of state for Donald Trump. You know what I mean? He was the number one brain surgeon, right? Number one brain surgeon. My mama made me read books about Ben Carson back in the day. You know what I mean? He had a book called Think Big and everything about thinking big. He came from the projects, ended up becoming a brain surgeon. I mean, he was a big inspiration. You know what I mean? But once we got to see who the real Ben Carson is, we learned that he ain't nothing but a sellout. But that boy Ben Carson ain't nothing but a sellout. He ain't nothing but a doggone. He can't do nothing but shine the Esau shoe. That's all he can do. He did all that. Now all he could do is spit shine Trump shoes and turn on his people. You know what I mean? He was over the hood home association, and he made it hard for people that's in poverty to get into hood homes. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? If he would have not said anything, he would just stayed in his place, then he would have been put up as one of the greatest so-called black men that walked this earth, man. You know what I mean? Because he did brain surgeons that you could never believe. You know what I mean? But he got put up before the cameras. He got put in a position, and he failed drastically. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying about Dwayne Wade also. Dwayne Wade. We didn't have to know all that extra stuff about Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union like we know now. Even Gabrielle Union. You know what I mean? She got about 20 plus years of being on the screen, being in major movies and everything. But once we start knowing her ideology, once we start knowing her and Dwayne Wade's ideology and what they pushing on, you know what I mean, allowing what's happening with his son. You know what I mean? We're looking at these people like they crazy. We would have never known all that. But if they would have kept their mouth closed, we would have put them up as the greatest. You know what I mean? But that's what the Lord always. That was also what it say in Proverbs. Also, much talking can make a man look foolish, and that's exactly what happened. Anybody else want to bring out anybody who they might have looked up to? All right, who is this?
Young man, Dad.
Young man, Dez. Go ahead, and bring it out.
I ain't looked up to her, but you know the bees on the Rough Riders. She came out hard. That's
Right, Eve, yeah, Eve for the Rough Riders. Definitely, that's another good example because you know what? When she came out with that Love is Blind to talk about women getting abused or whatnot. She won a Rough Rider and all that, pushing that. So a man that like Eve back in the day, he thinking that he got to be some kind of this street cat. You know what I mean? This street cat, this Rough Rider cat, and kind of find out. She giving her seed and her body over to some old geeky looking Edomite. She giving her body to this geeky looking Edomite, and all we saying that's all it took.
Right?
Is that all it took? Serena Williams the same way. You know what I mean? Now E got a check or whatnot. You know what I mean? $1 billion. But just like the Lord say. You know what I mean? What is it to gain the whole world when you lose your soul? You lose your soul. And what is to gain the whole world when you gave when your seed is now a devil?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that ain't losing, if that ain't losing your soul, I don't know what is. Just like Serena Williams, a lot of us grew up looking at her, and some of us grew up not even grew up, but just we come up looking at her. And even lusting over her. We have posters of her. You know what I'm saying? We already know what Serena working with. We already know that's something for a lot of so-called black man. That's a black man's dream. But I'm speaking on the general level now. And what she do? Take just like Eve. Take one little puny guy, Edomite, one puny little devil. And you know what I mean, and that's who she making babies with, and that she want to play with her skin and everything. And it ain't like she ain't been with brothers. She been with Common, Drake, and some other brothers and whatnot. But we already know how she got raised as a young. She came into that tennis world. Tennis wasn't a really big popular thing with as we know with the movie a lot of our people wasn't really in that field, so they had to come up under Esau them. They had to come up under Esau them, be live with them, get taught and trained by them. To when they start to hate their hair, they start to hate their skin. Yeah, they have opportunities or whatnot, but them girls, them secretly, now we know they always wanted to be Edomites. You know what I'm saying? If they can't be that, they can at least bleach their skin and they can at least have a baby with an Edomite to get something close to be accepted into their world. They can at least fix their voice to sound that type of way. And we know these are two little girls coming out of Compton, California.
Right.
Yeah, anybody else? Go ahead.
Another system too, man. I think going all the way from, you know, how bad she was in the movie Cup. They got to pay Snoop Devil child support like.
Oh, Halle Berry. Yeah, Halle Berry definitely, you know, and it's not like they ain't saying nothing about brothers. They talking about brothers. You know what I mean? They gave brothers a hard time, you know, all that snapping your fingers and rolling your neck, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And they said they're gonna go to the other side. And now who's getting finessed? Halle Berry getting finessed. Once the most beautiful woman, considered one of the most beautiful women in the world. She gotta pay child support to them devils for her babies. You know what I mean? Because the joke is on them now. These are how things get set up. You think you're winning, you think you're doing something, but you're gonna lose in the end because the Lord already told you. Don't let your daughters don't you got 12 tribes to choose from.
Right.
We can't go outside. We can't go outside those 12 tribes. You know what I mean? Somebody pull that scripture. Don't let your daughters go into them. Don't let your sons. Don't let them go into your daughters. Don't let your sons go into their daughters.
Come.
Yeah, somebody pull that. Well, we keep on. We're gonna see more examples too. See what the simple gonna do. They just we're gonna get mad at them. We may counsel them, the people who already failed, and go get somebody new. But we already know once a slave get the light on them, once a slave get the light on them and start shining like a star and become a star, bright as a star, then all they know is to go and try to please the slave master. That's all they know. You know what I mean? And they come in every compromising type of way, it get exposed. They get exposed over and over and over again. You got that for me? Why you getting that too? Oh, you got it on the pie. All right, hold on real quick. And Trooper Halak, I'm gonna let the Paz bring that out. I also bring out Halak. I want you to bring out when a rich man speaketh. You know what I mean? When they talk about when a rich man speak, everybody listen. When a poor man speak, don't nobody listen. See if you can find that one. Go ahead. Go ahead, Napash.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shall thou make marriages with them. Thou daughter, thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall thou take unto thy son.
That's right, because it's coming. Man, it's a law. This is a law. This Wednesday night law class. We're bringing out the law, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
All right, verse 4.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods.
Let's make sure what?
They may serve other gods.
That's what we got playing out right now on TV today. That's what we got playing out right now on social media today. That's what we got playing out right now in our society today. You know what I mean? Because everybody want to just get ahead. You just want to get ahead. They tired of being a slave.
Right.
They tired of being in this condition. You know what I mean? With the Lord, this the law. Law to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do not go into those heathens. Don't let your sons go into them. Don't let your daughters be with their sons, because they're gonna turn your hearts and you're gonna be at the other gods.
Come.
You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen, and that's what we seeing happen. That's what we seeing happen with Tina Turner. Her last name is still Turner. You know what I mean? She just passed or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She Ike beat the hell out of her, which is unfortunate. We definitely don't condone nothing like that. But you know what I mean. But you know some of the curses that we come up under. She just wanted to run to an Edomite, and you know what I mean. She went into that Buddhism heavy. She went into that Buddhism heavy, man. And I believe she passed like that. She passed still believing that stuff. You know what I mean? We got plenty of examples of you know of our stars that make it out. And we be so happy that they make it out. We be so happy that they make it out. And we just be rooting for them because we see them coming up from the bottom. You know what I mean? We see them coming up from the bottom. We rooting for them. And then next thing you know, they're a star. And next thing you know, they crossing out the people. They crossing out, they triple crossing the Lord, man. That's how it always happens. Just like with this Sexy Red or Glorilla or whatever. It's not, you know what I mean? It's also, you know, they got little catchy songs or whatnot, but at the same time, what are we really looking at? We see how these girls come from the bottom. We see how these girls, they remind us of a type that's around our way. Oh yeah, I know that type right there. Like that type right there making it. Is that type right there making it? So we all root just like a Cardi B. Yeah, we see what type you is. We know you ratchet. We know you got there all over the place. You loud, or you know what I mean. Just you know you willing to do anything, willing to say anything out your mouth. It's real funny. It's entertaining to us at first. So you know, be like, dang, somebody like that can make it. Somebody like that can make it. So you know what I mean. We kind of root for that person. We root for that individual. And then what happened? They end up making it, and then they start spewing their doctrine, and their doctrine is totally against the Most High.
Right.
You know what I mean? Their doctrine is an abomination. You know what I mean? Because Cardi B, when she goes live and she starts speaking, they hang on to every word she be speaking now. Krishan, what's her name? Blueface baby mama, Krishan Rock or whatever. This girl right here she more popular than Cardi B and all them. You know what I mean? She one of the more ratchets that came up from the bottom also. We saw her coming from the bottom. See, we love a rad the riches story. But in the middle of that rad the riches, we put out, you know what I mean, we support our people and they get put up, and now we listen to every word they gotta say. You know what I mean? When it was funny at first, now this is trickling down to our children as this is law. You know what I'm saying? We see it happen all the time. All right, go ahead and bring it out for me.
Come, sir. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
A rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Go ahead, say it one more time.
Come. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
You got that bag now. You got that check now. Krishan Rock got that check now. She got that bag now. When she go live, 500,000 people look at her. Cardi B got that bag now. Sexy Red got that bag now. She got that real ice around her neck now. You know what I'm saying? She ain't just around the way girl no more. Glorilla, all them. You know what I mean? We can go on and on. We just picking out a few out the batch, man. We can go all of them. Matter of fact, they got that bag now. So you know what I mean? Lil Baby ain't coming from the ain't coming out the hood on the west side no more. You know what I mean? That boy got that bag now. And what happens? Read it over again.
Come. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Hold his tongue. They speaking. You everybody know everything about that. You already know when a rich man, somebody wealthy be speaking, everybody hold their tongue. All of a sudden, they just know everything. They just the knowledge of knowing everything. If anybody ever had somebody that's close to them or even in their family, they got a little money, might have got 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Might have got a little richer, a little bit more successful than just the average in your family or in your friends or in your social group. You already know this person might have been dumb as a bag of rocks, but when they got that check, now they just a knowledge on all things. They just relationship advice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Life all of a sudden. They can tell you about this and tell you about that. You know what I mean? Because everybody listening now. You know what I mean? Ain't that crazy? Don't y'all know about that?
Come.
Yeah, y'all know about that. That's what that money do. Keep on reading.
Come, sir. And look what he saith. they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they
Hold
say,
on, but what? But the who speak?
but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
What this Negro talking about?
Right.
Nobody want to hear that like for real. No one out here want to hear a broke dude talk. Nobody want to hear these broke little chicks talk. You know what I'm saying? Real. You ain't talking about nothing. Like for real, what have you done? What have you accomplished? We already know what the Bible already laid it out. But keep on reading.
Come. They say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
And read that last part again.
Come. And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Right, you got a small window to get your point across. Matter of fact, shut your broke self up. That, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's written. It's in the Bible, man. The Lord already letting us know. But that's not it on it. Keep on reading.
Come. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Keep on reading.
Come. The heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil. And a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
All right, one more verse.
Salaka, sir. I think you're looking for I think we need to jump up to verse 21.
Yeah, bring it out for me.
Come, sir. Verse 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends. Verse 22.
Right. Keep on reading.
Come, sir. Verse 22. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him.
That's it on that. Go ahead.
Come. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place.
Right. So now we see it. The Lord already said how it's gonna be set up with the rich and the poor, the ones that make it among us. You know what I mean? You may know that with your own personal situations, and this is with the way of the world. A lot of and what we were talking about with BG, a lot of our men that are stars, they're becoming very effeminate. They're becoming very LGBTQ rainbow like. Go ahead. Oh yeah, definitely Steve Harvey. We already know. You know what I mean? That's another example of you know what I mean, he get that bag, he get that influence, and all of a sudden he's just a relationship guru. You know what I mean? Think like a man, act like a woman. You know what I mean? He's the one, he's pandering. That's the number one pandering on TV. He's taking and pandering our women, and our women are, a lot of our, not all women, but a lot of our women are eating up hook, line, and sinker. They're talking about what a man should do in a relationship or whatnot, when Steve should just only stick to comedy.
Right.
Steve need to be sticking only to entertainment with what he know. But what happened? These Negroes getting their bag and getting a little influence, and now they're just the master of all trades. They just know everything, and they focus on those relationships. And what have your woman leaving you if her mind is not her mind and her feet is not on solid ground quarter to you. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many relationships he done compromised with his rhetoric he's been pushing out for the last over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That boy Steve Harvey been doing damage out there. And come to find out, you need to shut your mouth. You shouldn't even be a relationship. You shouldn't even be talking on relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You done pandered and catered to everything you think, and putting your woman over yourself and all that. You know what I'm saying? And look what happened. Look what happened. She go sleep around on you. And when they asking who she really thinking about, she thinking about the pool boy. Because you know what? You ain't nothing but because you just like a woman to her. You just like a girlfriend to her. That's my girlfriend / husband. That's how she think. You know what I'm saying? And got these boys and got a whole generation, a whole population of our people thinking this is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? Remember the Bible said when a rich man speaks, everybody listens then. You know what I mean? Because he got the ear to the people. And then even when the generals were playing, when General Muhammad was playing Steve Harvey, and you know he mad about all the allegations about his wife or whatnot, and he taking up for his wife and everything. But the thing that got me is he never did address the cheating rumors.
Right.
Yeah, all that's cool. She was there by your side, and y'all gonna leave this girl alone. But Steve, did she cheat on you with the bodyguard? That's what we know. That's what we want to know. Did she cheat on you with the bodyguard, man? You know what I'm saying? What's really good because she seemed like you ain't nothing but just a bag. That's all it seemed.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that and definitely, yeah, appreciate bringing it out because I definitely wanted to point out that Steve Harvey situation because you know what I mean he that's another cautionary tale that we need to be looking at because he has a doctrine of himself. He has books. He has ideology. He's on TV. You know what I mean? He's telling. He speaks a lot about relationships, about how a man should treat a woman. And out of all the information he says, you really can't really listen to nothing about 5% of the information. But other than that, it's pandering. But all you gotta do is wait on it, wait for it, see what fruit it produce, and look what'll happen. Margie over there treating him like a girlfriend. You know what I mean? She got rumors of her sleeping with the bodyguard, and certain things shouldn't even be named amongst you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Well, you know whatever happens, we know that Steve Harvey is not the one to listen for when it comes to relationships, Mr. Harvey.
Right.
We know you from Kings of Comedy. We want another comedy special, man. You know what I'm saying? All that think like a man, act like a woman. Hey man, hey, chef, all that. We don't need that doctrine. The only doctrine we need is coming from the law. The priests and the prophets that keep the law in their lips. That's the only doctrine. All these stars or whatnot, straight entertainment. And then what we were talking about impressionable minds with these kids, people like Steve Harvey, though, getting us grown people. Real. And many people are not in the truth. So when they hear his words, they're treating it just like law. You know what I mean? And your spouse can get caught up in it real quick. Definitely. Go to the next scripture. Salaki. Pick me up at 1 Corinthians 3:18.
Come on, sir.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 3:18. We got to put up for all that because you know what I mean. The Bible is a living word. It's not really anything that the law is not really anything you just hear one time or a few times and like, okay, I got it. It's something that has to be repeated, repetitiveness. It's a living word. You know what I mean? You might have heard it months ago, but you need to keep on hearing it over and over again. A lot of times that priest and prophet that the Most High set up is going to be the one to remind you. You be like, oh yeah, I know that scripture. Oh yeah, it does say that. I know that, but I didn't have that in the front of my mind. So we set up to here. We set up to have these things in the front of your mind. All right, go ahead, bring it out.
Come on, sir. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
Right, and a lot of us thought that we was very wise. A lot of us, that's how we got led into the truth, but we thinking that we top knowledge. We thinking that we found something. You know what I mean? We were very wise in the world. We had to come into the school and start from the bottom.
God.
Couldn't say nothing. To speak, we couldn't bring it out. We couldn't preach. We couldn't teach until we got to certain levels, until a certain rank. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, let him be a fool, then he may be wise. Yeah. So sometimes you gotta humble down and get with men. Not sometimes, all the time. You gotta humble down and get with men that's over you. Men that's been doing this for years. Men that's already been proving themselves amongst the Lord, that, you know what I mean, and keeping the law in their lips. And you gotta shut your mouth up and listen to the priests and the prophets for a while, that you may be wise. You know what I'm saying? And they go for the men and the women. You know what I'm saying? Because all these degrees and promotions at our jobs, you know, all that is good and for this world. But ultimately, according to the Most High, you know what I mean, we got to humble down and be and he looks at us as a fool. You know what I mean? We got to get up under the priests and prophets, then we may become wise. Keep on reading on 19.
Come on, sir. Verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
Right, the wisdom of this world is foolishness. The wisdom what's wisdom of this world? Steve Harvey book, Think Like a Man. What's wisdom of this world? That Eve go and secure the bag and marry a billionaire Edomite.
It's like it, sir.
Go ahead.
High value man, you know, Kevin Samuel's doctrine.
Oh yeah, definitely can't forget about old Kevin Samuel. Also, that's also wisdom of this world. You know what I mean? Because the whole high value man and everything, you know what I mean? What makes a high value man according to him, according to the world? There's a lot of little stipulations on that when we listen to what makes a high value man. And they have one thinking that, how do I become a high value man?
Right.
Am I considered a high value man? And they'll be looking at YouTube and looking at Kevin Samuel videos when you really need to be looking into the law.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's your mirror. That's the mirror you need to be putting up on. You know what I mean? What the Lord requires out of an Israelite. You know what I mean? And see that reflect you. And if it doesn't, you know what I mean? That's what you need to be working on. You know what I mean? That's not gonna be instant gratification. That's gonna become with some persecution and everything. The Michael Locke. Go ahead.
It was a heavy point to bring out because what you said was Jacob was like, you know, it's very doctrine. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like they refuse to, you know, not knowledge the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? So they just act as if, you know, you're supposed to live life by their rules as if they are the creators. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Kevin Samuel, you know what I'm saying? Like a high value man, where, you know, if you was a man like that was such so high value, then, you know, like, where was the value? Like, how was he, you know what I'm saying? Like, his life, he was unalive, so, you know what I mean? If he was no value, how was he unalive? You know what I mean? Like, his value stopped being unalive.
You know what I mean? That didn't last too long. That didn't last too long at all. That, you know what I mean? What he was pushing. You know what I mean? He spoke as a man that had another 30, 40 years to live. You know what I'm saying? And he died in his 50s. You know what I mean? Now it's on to the next person.
Right.
It's on to the next one, because you know what? He's only merely a man. You know what I mean? And then he wasn't keeping the law on his lips and whatnot. You know what I mean? And you look into his life, he had flaws also. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all entertainment. And that's how we should be taken. Whether it's Kevin Samuels or Derek Jack, any of those little dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be for a season. And what we need to do is not get caught up in that. And we see when our loved ones, we see where our children get caught up in that, we gonna know what to talk to them about. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us got children, a lot of us got nieces and nephews, a lot of us got little cousins and everything. And we're going to talk to them about that, and they'll be able to see, or just tell them to wait for it. Keep on reading.
Some concert. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Verse 20.
Come on. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
That they are vain. They vain. They ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. Yeah. They value to you. They move crowds. But the Lord said it's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing. It's not. You know what I mean? And that's what we're gonna confound the so-called wise. Keep on reading. Verse 21.
Come on, sir. Verse 21. Therefore, let no man glory in men.
Do what?
Let no man glory in men.
Right. We don't, you know what I'm saying? All that entertainment and everything, that's how we're going to take it. We're going to keep it in that category. And all that social media, all the memes, you know what I mean? Not saying if it don't come, it can come from the priests and prophets, and stuff can make sense. But in no way that that meme or that saying or that post that resonated with your spirit, in no way is that supposed to trump the law at all. Keep on reading.
Come. For all things are yours.
For all what?
For all things are yours.
You the Israelites, man. The earth is our turf, man. Come. These are our things. You know what I mean? We not studying no man. We're not getting caught up in one man. Only the Most High set that man up. Like Commanding General Yohanan,
right
down to the generals, down on trickling on down. Those the men have been set up by the Lord. How we know? We know them by their fruit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's why when we be studying all these fake Israelite groups, they, you know what I mean? Because they be talking, you know what I mean? Some of them talk. They talk about us. They talk about us. They, you know what I mean? Just like IUIC, they talk about us. Talking about we the ones that's thugs. We the ones that's doing this, that hate women, whatever. But the women come up unalive in their group. They the ones that come out. They got to come out, you know what I mean, on a Sabbath day while we pushing the truth to our people. You know what I mean? We may be 7 or 8 deep, and they got to come out 100 deep and try to intimidate somebody. You know what I mean? That's somebody who's a scary individual. That's somebody who's doggone. You could be called I don't even want to call him a thug. But you know what I mean? That's somebody be trying to use police tactics, police, KKK, hang a Negro tactics, man. Who does that? How are you a man? How are you a man when you got 100 people against 10 people against 8 people, and you think you did something? You know what I mean? When the ISUBK ever did that? When we ever came around trying to intimidate somebody? Trying to intimidate. We got too many people to wake up. Right. We got the whole Israel to wake up. The time is very short. Oh. But these Negroes want to go around and instead of and worry about somebody else. We're not worried about them boys around the corner. Down there at 5 Points, you got many. We was the first ones down there. ISUBK were the first ones down there. 5 Points, Atlanta teaching. First group down there. The other ones came. Did we try to run them off the block? We ain't studying them boys. Let them be, just like disciples asked Christ about John the Baptist people. Let them be. Let them be. We not gonna run up on them. But what do? They the ones that got want to have their congregation thinking that we the thugs, that we the ones doing all that. But they need 100. They need 100 men against eight dudes. You know what I mean? Because they cowards.
That's right.
And the truth ain't in them, man. You know what I mean? And they already know going against 8 lions. When they see 8 lions, they gonna need 100 dudes.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? For real. Because we know who our enemy is. We only focus on our enemy. We're not looking at our brother. But these dudes, a lot of these fake Israelite groups, they constantly all they worry about is their brother. You know what I mean? And that's why we already know they not in the truth, and the truth is not in them, man. The truth ain't in them at all. And that's why we come find the wise. They set themselves up as wise because of the numbers. and no different than the Christian church, Christianity church, these mega churches,
Right.
because they got all the numbers. You know what I mean? They got all the numbers and getting all the tithes, and they can build these big mega churches and throw a little something to the poor. They thinking that the Lord is with them. You know what I mean? But they've gotten their reward. But the Lord is only using a remnant, man.
That's right.
Only using a remnant of people. You know what I'm saying? Pick me up at Colossians 2:8. And that's why we wanted to get on Colossians 2:8. Yeah, and we want to get on a few more influences. We talked about BG, but I'm also want to talk about who the youth listening to these days. Who, like even Tupac. Tupac has been put up as a god. He was only merely a man. You looking at him, he had them flaws, he had some suspect flaws in him too. You know what I'm saying? He ain't nobody to be put up as a son of God. But we put him up as such for whatever reason. We put him up as that when we only need to be entertained by the brother. He made good music, and we're gonna keep him like that. Other than that, he's no priest to us. He's no prophet to us.
Right.
Let's deal with what some of these youth thinks. You got any questions online, the past? Okay. We're gonna deal with what some of these youth put up as they little gods. You got the boy NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy, you know what I mean? What they say he one of the last of the real. He one of the last of the real left. That boy that's been compromised also. How many of y'all seen NBA Youngboy paint his nails? You see anybody saying that? Yeah, that boy NBA Youngboy, man, even dudes of mature age, they saying the NBA Youngboy, he one of the real ones. But you know what I mean? That's what the youth be listening to. They either listen to King Von, or NBA Youngboy. It's like they look at it like a Biggie and Tupac type of thing, and they little beef they had. Well, look at the boy NBA Youngboy. He painting his nails now. You know what I mean? He damn near want to put lipstick on. He hanging with the Rainbow Coalition type people. The boy is suspect. You know what I mean? And he ain't really talking about nothing. All he talking about is the death and destruction to our people. But a lot of us got daughters, we got sons, and we see that's the influence. You know what I mean? A few years ago, he had a lot of people fool thinking that he was just that one. Now that boy done painted his face, that boy done painted his nails now. Now we start to say, I don't know. And the boy King Von, when he got shot and killed here in Atlanta, he got put up as the new Tupac. Go ahead, Michael Locke.
Yeah, that's my theory too. And then what you said about the entertainment, because something I found out like I think it was a year or two ago. You know what I mean? This nigga, you know what I mean? I noticed that, when they do them interviews, they go on shows, like they do the interviews and go have them sit down and stuff. So they have a room where they most of them entertainers, man, they get their face popped. You know what I mean? So they go have them interviews, purpose. So that's right.
Right, that's what they do. They wear makeup and everything, but it's like they all wanna go into this effeminization of the black male type of thing going on now. Where they want to play with it with the purses, play with it with the skinny type wears. But you know what I mean? Now somebody like Drake painted their nails. That's crazy now. It's crazy. He painted his nails, but NBA Youngboy, you supposed to be a whole gangster, right? You gangster, right? And you paint your nails. So now that's what we're gonna see the gangsters doing, painting their nails. But when you're not listening to the priests and the prophets and the Most High set up, you could be a full gangster. You could have all the respect you were. You gonna be flawed out in a minute. You're gonna be bugged out in a minute. You're gonna lose your damn mind in a minute, man. And you best believe that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something that's gonna come up that we're gonna know that, oh, you ain't the one. Something wrong with you. NBA Youngboy painting his nails. Something wrong with the boy. King Von, let me get up the King Von thing. King Von, you know what I mean? Like I said, they put him up as a Tupac because he got killed here. He was living what he rapped. He killed a whole bunch of black men. I mean, he unalive a whole bunch of black men, like he said he was gonna do in his raps. He was like a little serial killer. You know, we love those who step on their own race, step on black people. You can kill black men like you do, like you rap about. Oh yeah, you the realest. You just the realest, King Von. But what happened? Who seen them latest King Von videos that came out when he was in jail?
Oh, good.
You saw that, Michael Lot?
Oh, good.
Yeah. These boys done got t-shirts. They done got tattoos of King Von. Anybody speak? They never even met King Von, but anybody speak about King Von like you speaking about Tupac or something. And they ready to take you to war about them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these record labels with the particular record labels, they're making millions upon millions off of King Von because he's basically the new Tupac. He the one that lived this raps and live what he's supposed to do. But guess what? Now you know what I mean. Now it's being released. But when he was behind those walls, when he was in prison, when he was in jail, they got a little footage of him now, and now the boy is the boy suspect, even in death. You know what I mean? Anybody ain't seen those videos of King Von in jail?
Nah.
You ain't seen? Okay, it's some videos that came out where he's playing like to be he playing to be LGBTQ and talking about what he'll do to another man so he can be on PC protective custody because supposedly the ops is in the other cell or whatnot. So he talking about he identified as LGBTQ and what he'll do sexually to another man. You know what I mean? The whole Chicago trying to come out cop please. Like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? We'll do that because we understand that because you know the ops in there. So you know what I mean, you gotta play it like that so you won't get lined up. But even in that, first of all, that's crazy. You let that come out your mouth and you get caught up on tape like that. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta go back and watch these videos. This boy talking real greasy, real zesty. What he said about another man so he could be PC'd up. But the thing is, you're supposed to be some kind of ultimate killer. You're supposed to be a superhero. What you doing ducking drama from the ops? Where they do that at? We thinking this boy, we thinking this boy in prison or in jail, catching all his issues, running all his fades. But he wasn't nothing but a merely man that knew how to rap and had influence on people and doggone and can pull a trigger. Where they say 7 pounds of pressure, that's all it take to pull a trigger. He just knew how to do it and kill another brother. And you set him up and kind of find out this boy right here, this boy ducking drama. He planned to be LGBTQ Rainbow Coalition up just to compromise his whole manhood just so he don't have to fight and be in there with the people he beefing with the ops. Now how is that real? Where's that real? That's the thing we're trying to get to. None of these dudes are real. None of them are real. Only the priests and the prophets are real. You know what I mean? And you gotta listen to when only the law is real. Only the Most High is real.
Right.
And who he set up, because the Most High can set up some priests and prophets and lead that man. You know what I mean? And that man being too much folly, he can take his spirit away from you.
Right.
But while we in it, you know what I mean? We need to be hanging on every word that's coming out of our lips. Whether you entertain, whether you like our delivery or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether it's, you know what I mean, whether it's boring or not. Listen to the content and hang on every word that's coming out of that. Forget these stars, forget these entertainers, forget these influencers, and we're gonna keep on drilling into our children ear. And that's what we can show our children, because 2 years ago, you know what I mean? Shoot, I know one. Well, my daughter, she had NBA Youngboy posters, NBA Youngboy bedspread, pillowcases, and everything. You know what I mean? I'm talking to her about the kid, and now she see. Now her eyes are open. Her eyes are open, and she don't even deal with that no more. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is wait for that, and they're gonna expose themselves. Everybody you thought was real gonna be exposed. You bet your bottom dollar you can wait on it. Now, me personally, I ain't saying he not no influence or whatnot, but I like the way the way he his delivery is. Lil Baby. I like Lil Baby coming out of Atlanta, come out the West Side. You know, relatable story. Seems to be keeping it solid. But as time go on, Lil Baby also get exposed a little too much. He just taking L's on top of L's this year. But Lil Baby be talking that what they'll say that real stuff. Lil Baby got an influence on him. You know what I mean? So a lot of stuff some of the things he rap about, some of the stuff is could be considered, relatable or whatnot. But Lil Baby been in the industry for a minute now. Lil Baby is getting compromised. I said Lil Baby is getting compromised now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen the pictures of Lil Baby at the Billionaire party? The all white. Oh yeah, y'all seen that? That ain't make no sense. Baby, what you doing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing with Meek Mills. You know what I mean? See, that's what happens. One of our brothers, one of our sisters, they become the biggest amongst us. They become the big, you know what I mean? And they look down on us. And know, they got it going on and everything. But once they're amongst the elite, they're nothing but some little peons. They ain't nothing but some little do boys where they can doggone do anything with them and have them do anything and do anything with their bodies. Like, why Lil Baby letting them boys take pictures, even if you're gonna be doing some crazy compromising sick stuff like he was doing? Why you even letting people taking pictures of you like that? You know what I'm saying? He's sandwiched between two Edomite men, two freaky looking dudes. That's crazy. You know what I mean? They got Meek Mill jumping around, hopping around, doing tricks like a bunny rabbit. You know what I mean? But let Meek come to a club near you. Let Lil Baby come to a club with you. They gonna talk like they the biggest thing since sliced bread in that thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But when they amongst the devil, they ain't nothing but some do boys. And it seems like they can have their way with them boys. You know what I'm saying? So these boys ain't real. And some more stuff came about Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Some more let me just say this. Some more compromising things are coming out about the boy. They playing in some areas where they don't need to be playing in. That's all I'm saying about that. And it's over and over again. Another one of them bit the dust. Everybody you thought was real, they ain't real at all. And so who you gonna run to? Who you gonna listen to? You know what I'm saying? Who can you trust in? Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Most High. Through his son Christ. That's the only one, and the priests and the prophets that he set up. In the ISUBK. That's all. That's all. You know what I mean? When the smoke clear, that's what's gonna be here, man. Definitely. All right, you got that for me?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
Come on. The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Right, that's Steve Harvey, that Lil Baby them. That's Meek Mills them. That's everybody we name it. You know what I mean? Because they threw their philosophy. And that's what I was saying earlier about, because all of them have that's how they get their influence. When they go live, when they make these posts, when they make these songs, when they write these books, those are their philosophy. Right. AKA those are their doctrine. You know what I mean? And you know what? Don't let no man spoil you. Don't let no man or woman spoil you. And that's what we all been soaking up before we came into the truth, before we knew the Most High. And a lot of our loved ones are soaking up. They're being spoiled like a rotten fruit through these philosophies. Read it over again.
Come on. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men.
After the what?
After the tradition of men.
Tradition of men is the law, is a law set up according to the men, according to a man's law. You know what I mean? Like, for you go to church on Sundays, on Christmas, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Thanksgiving, we celebrate Labor Day, Memorial Day. These are all traditions of men. We're very familiar with that. You know what I mean? The Lord said, beware of that. Because you don't want to get spoiled, because any fruit that's spoiled is on its way to dying. You know what I mean? When that pear started to get those brown spots, when that apple started to get those brown spots in it, that's a spoiled fruit. And it's on its way out. And that's what the Lord say, beware of. Keep on reading.
Come. After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
And not after Christ. Christ said the law set up forever until heaven and earth pass. Christ said not one jot, not one tittle of the law shall pass until heaven and earth pass. You know what I mean? That's what Christ said. Christ said that you can't divorce. You can't divorce when you're in a marriage. You can't divorce your woman unless she don't hoard around on you, unless she in a fornication. Christ said you can't be in a marriage and meet another woman, and then divorce the woman you was married to and marry her. You can't do all that. You know what I mean? But the traditions of men will tell you otherwise. Tradition of men will tell you just go with whatever your heart tells you. But your heart is deceitful.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Pick me up in Mark 7. Mark 7 and 8.
Come.
We're gonna keep on this tradition of men.
Come, sir. The book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of God.
For laying aside the commandment of God. That's what they did, man. I'm telling you, for real. I just thought we started off saying that the law, statute, commandments that the priests and the prophets of the ISUBK, the Lord set up, what we pushing on the people, it's not a popularity contest. It's not going viral unless they catch a fight on camera, unless they catch a big argument on camera or whatnot, something controversial. That's the only thing that's going viral. That's the only thing, you know what I mean? But as far as like, you know what I mean, they hanging on every word we saying. Nah, our people got the judgment got to come down, then they'll see. But all that the law, the Sabbath day and all that eating this way, we got a dietary law. Man, they laying aside the commandments of God. That's what they doing. Keep on reading.
Come, sir. For laying aside the commandment of God.
Mm-hmm.
Ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Right. You know what I mean? That stuff that don't even make no sense. Simple, crazy stuff. Got all type of debauchery going on in your home. You know what I mean? LGBT going on in your home. Ain't nobody saying nothing about it to your kids. All type of adultery and fornication going on in your home. All type of witchcraft and drugs and everything going on in your home. But you and murder and everything coming from your kids. But when you come in there, take your shoes off now. You can't say that cuss word around my mama now. You know what I'm saying? They're making their own law. Nigga brother done sprayed the whole block up. Swept the whole block up. But when you come into his mama house, you can't say no cuss words now. You know what I mean? This is the law that they put aside the Lord's law and trust in their own. And this is what our people do over and over again. That's what the Lord say, as you do it, like you do with other things. Read verse 9.
Come, sir. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
Right, and that's what we see earlier today, and that's what we can rest on that fact, man. You know what I mean? When we just only a remnant when it's not a popularity contest, and our people are not running into the schools over and over again and saying that we're the royal people, we're the princes of the power. We want to come back. You know what I mean? Tell us all about us being an Israelite. This is so wonderful. When people not all doing that, we can rest of that fact because we already know that they replaced the Lord's law with their own law. And they thinking that because it's been so long. Oh, it's been 200 years, it's been 100 years, it's been 50 years, it's been so long. The Bible is ancient. It must be a counsel. The Lord must counsel it out. We're making our own Lord. You know what I'm saying? If it's good for my grandmama, it's good for my family, it's good for me. I ain't studying that. That's some old stuff. We got a new law now. And that's what these people rest in, man. And that's how you're gonna get caught up. That's how you're gonna get caught up in life. We read verse 10.
Come on, sir. For Moses said, honor thy father and thy mother. And whoso curses father or mother, let him die the death.
Let him die the death. You know what I mean? That's the law. Drop down to verse 13 in that same chapter. 13 to 15.
Come on, sir.
Because we're gonna see, because this gonna explain, you know what I mean, the music, the church, everything that our people, you know, our people are very spiritual people, but it's not, they got a lot of zeal, but it's not according to the truth at all.
Right.
It's not according to the truth at all, but it's hard to tell them something. You know what I'm saying? Just because you ain't got slayed in the street, just because you ain't going around with some disease that you dying from, just because you got all your limbs, just because you know what I mean, you able to smile every now and then, you think the Lord on your side, man. And we gotta get up off that, man, because you know what I mean. Because if you look at ourselves in the whole totality of things, you know what I mean, as a nation, and see what's really going on, we at the bottom. But a slave think they free. A slave think we got it going on because we ain't got the chains on us no more. You know what I mean? But when you really evaluate yourself, we living in a second class citizen's life, and we can do better.
That's right.
All right, bring it out.
Come on, sir. Verse 13, making the word of God of none effect through your tradition.
Through your tradition, know what I'm saying? That's why them prayers ain't being answered, man. That's why all that shouting, all that stomping, all that doggone t-shirt wearing, all that going to church consistently, the good deeds you doing, man, hey, man, it's not according to the truth. So it's making the word of God none effect through your traditions that you trust in. Keep on reading.
Come on, which ye have delivered. And many such like things do ye.
14.
Come on. And when he had called all the people unto him, he said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. Verse 15, there is nothing from without a man that entering into him can defile him. But the things which come out of him, those are they that defile the man.
Those are the things that defile the man, the thing that I'm saying, the faces. The fate, the you know what I mean, it's gonna come out, your face is gonna come out in your words or whatnot. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of our people are doing. That's what a lot of our stars are doing. The things that's coming out of them, they are defiling our people, defiling the nation of Israel. You know what I mean? So this is something that strengthens us, and also let our children know, let our loved ones know that however great you think that person is right there, this a new person set up. Just set your watch. They're gonna be exposed. They're gonna fall. They're gonna fail. Oh, you thought such and such was solid? That Negro ain't solid. He ain't solid at all. Real. He gonna fall just like the rest of them. But you know what won't fall? You know what won't fall? The priests and the prophets of the Most High. They won't fall. You know what I mean? Along as we keep along, you know, as long as we don't cross the Most High out, that's what's always gonna be here. And that's what's not a popularity contest at all. You know what I mean? With that, I'm Officer Barak Y'all. I'm gonna pass class over to Officer Napaskar Y'all.
The Ashcase security announcement. We got the Ashcase start on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they'll live for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission for here to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Ma'ashra, that means 10 in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest farm. Free will offer for priest, not mandatory. What's the amount like to give? The next Holy Convocation is going to be the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet. They're going to be on the first day of the 7th month. Friday, September 15, sundown. You also can find in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 through 24 to 25. Remind Akim and walk in to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, don't wear all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, give one curse salute to teachers. Men as well. Amaya Sabat. Amaya. Rock. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. While he said to you in Hebrew, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Y'all know top me hands down. We're going to give one curse salute to the sisters online. Men Israel. Amaya Sabat. Amaya. Rock. Yahweh Shema Yahushua Hashem Yahushua. While I just said to the sisters, may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Y'all know top me hands down. Clap your hands.
For so long you've been sighing and crying, begging for justice, and here the Lord is bringing you justice right here to your streets.
City eyes.